Hello, beautiful Libras. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie, coming to you in front of twinkle lights, and I'm so excited. I just set up my new tarot studio, so I am here. I am for it. We're going to do some fun little, what I call my Lil Sips mini tarot love readings for you Libras. This is about checking in on the energy of that person that you might be thinking of or considering or just curious about, okay? As always, welcoming you to come into this very general reading on YouTube with an open heart and an open mind. Please know in advance, not everything I say will be your message. Pieces and parts of this will very likely resonate. If it doesn't, that's okay. If the whole thing does, that's fantastic. Be open to hearing those new messages. Sometimes they will resonate for you later down the line. But if something feels very strange or foreign or clearly is not your story, don't take those messages away, right? Release them, assume they're going out to someone else who needs to hear them, okay? Those are my general rules. That's it. Ooh, you had lots of cards flying out. What else do you need to know? We'll take one more card for Libra here. Everything else about this video is going to be down in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, as well as .com if you want to book a personal. All that information is going to be down in that box for you. Let's hop into your reading, Libra. So bottom of the deck is Justice. I love that because that's your energy coming through. Like, I almost take it to mean like your energy is like blessing this reading. Like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm ready. Again, not everyone, right? But yeah, I mean, when your major arcana card comes at the bottom of the deck, that's typically a very good sign. And I mean, aside from it being your card, it indicates that something about this situation is true. It is fair. It is just. Karmic justice. It does indicate something along the line, whether these messages are, positive or negative, right? It is going to serve you in your spiritual path, and underneath that is Temperance. So a lot of you may be going through a time of healing. This card has come up in almost every reading, and it's a slightly different depiction of Temperance. It's sort of, based on the classical one of the Rider-Waite, but this is after tarot. So a lot of times just in the readings I've been doing the last couple days, this card, it's almost like emptying out one cup and needing to choose the other or release something. The idea of, if you love something, set it free, it might come back to you. That's sort of what this feels like. Even the way you have two people like bowing down at your knee or at your feet, it could be that you have a difficult decision to make. Now, of course, yeah, absolutely. An emotionally charged, difficult decision to make. Cups indicate our heart space, our love, who we love. There may be a Sagittarius, a Pisces, or another Libra involved. I mean, right at the bottom of the deck, you have emotional options and three major arcana. So, for those who are new to tarot, very frequently these cards can indicate those zodiac signs. Pisces with the moon, Libra with you, as is the Justice, the Judge. And this is a card of Sagittarius, Temperance. So, of course, it doesn't have to be that, but for a lot of you, you're choosing to figure out who am I most passionate about and who can I grow with? Or, interesting. So this, again, very specific to this reading. There's something here about a business transaction. So this may have to do with who you want to work with, or it could be that, and again, no offense. I never, ever mean to judge with the cards. This is a message that's coming through. You may be looking at love like a business transaction, like, well, what do I get from it? And again, I'm neutral. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but the cards are sort of asking you to look at that. Are you blocking out the emotion and looking more about, like, I don't know what it would be, like the financial aspects of a relationship, the practicality, all that is important. But, on the other end of the spectrum, are you being, I don't know, like greedy with your love? Or are you, I mean, quite frankly, it could be anything. Are you judging someone too harshly because of their job or because of the money they make or the lack of money they have, right? There's a couple messages coming through here, but I mean, overall, it seems like you are needing to decide to go with either one, or again, I don't know all the details, but is there a way to incorporate both? Is this, I don't think that's probably it. If this is a romantic spread, generally speaking, your spirit guides, they kind of like it when you choose one, but it certainly doesn't mean you have to, right? So let's see what's going on with your person. Let's check in. So a lot of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, or someone who's a little bit wild and crazy. A lot of sexual energy with the devil, particularly in this card. Look at that. Woo, that's racy. That's a little racy, Libra. So they definitely have sex on the brain or on the mind. Perhaps it's how they view you in a very sexual light. There is something coming through here about maybe that is the crux of what's going on here, where I think it may be lacking in depth. Yeah, as I'm pulling these messages, it could be lacking in like the emotional depth, or in terms of being well-grounded and established and rooted. It could have gotten off with a lot of sexual passion, but now it's like, okay, well, how do we grow from there? Like, there's some sort of attraction there, but it's like, yeah, there's this metaphor of like you're trying to reel back the, I'm just trying to come up with the right word. You're trying to tame like the sexual passion you feel so that you can experience what else this relationship could potentially have to offer. So that's the thing. Is this person attracted to you? Yes, but they want something more. That's what I'm getting from this. It's like, yeah, sex is great, but what else, Libra? Like and maybe for you that's it, right? Maybe it's like a sex thing and that's great and whatever. But I mean, they are coming up in your energy for a reason, so it's like universe wants you to hear this. And do keep in mind the energies can go vice versa. So I could, as I'm talking about your person, I could be talking to you. You understand what I mean? Especially if you're cross-watching on a Libra, right? Sometimes the energies do go reverse. But yeah, someone is wanting to bring more purity and innocence into this, particularly if you're dealing with a Leo or potentially someone who already has a child or children. It could be that, that is a welcomed a sort of escape from like mommy or daddy duties, like having to always be responsible. It's like going to hang out with you, Libra. But then at the end of the day, for better or worse, I'm going to call it responsibility, whether that's children or their job. That does play a factor in their life. And so they're hoping that you can be multifaceted in a sense. It's like something about a Gemini is coming into play here, but that dualistic idea of fun and games, but also serious and legit and worth going to sort of new places with. I think they're wondering if this is more so in a metaphor, though they could be moving or traveling. They're wondering if you can come into the next chapter of their life with them. That sounded dirty. I didn't mean for it to be that way, but transition into the next stage of their life, into the next chapter, because it does seem like there's positive growth and change in this person's life. But here's the thing. They see you as being a little bit stuck or uncompromising. They see you as having a very set idea of what the relationship is, and I think they're very interested in taking it to the next level with you, but they're not certain that you feel the same. And quite frankly, again, no offense, they're not certain you're capable of that. This sounds so harsh, and again, I don't mean for it to be. I'm getting a vibe that they sense that you see them as a piece of ass, and they want it to be so much more, but that's where they're stuck, because they do enjoy the passion. And even if you guys haven't slept together, right? This could just be like that intense flirtation you feel, that energy, that connection you guys have. That's what's keeping them stuck and potentially in their head, but they know that they need to either move on or, again, bring something to the next level. So that's where your person's at. In terms of major arcana, you do have very strong Capricorn and Leo energy coming through. So then let's look here. So what does the universe want you to know about this? If you love something, set it free. That's sort of what I'm getting. And I feel like we just said that about something else, right? Something else. Anyway. If you're waiting for this person to come around, it's going to be a while. See, now it's like the energy is sort of flip-flopping for me a little bit. So again, I'm not exactly sure who's who. You're going to have to decide that, Libra. There is someone waiting on someone else to change the tune of their song or to start seeing this as more than just a sexual relationship. And I've said this to a couple people in terms of zodiac sign readings that I've done. There might be a sense of an ultimatum here, like, I want to grow with you, but if you're not capable of doing that with me, then sorry, but like this is my path. Someone is, and I think this is you for the most part, Libra, someone is really standing their ground and sticking up for themselves and what they believe and what they want and love. Now, again, that could be you as the one who's like, no, I don't want anything serious. We have fun together. That's all I need. Or it could be you saying, listen, like, I want more of a commitment. I want to go places with you, but you need to work with me here. You are very determined and headstrong, and I don't see that as a bad thing. I guess just my only concern is I'm not certain that you two are on the same page right now. But it does indicate that you're willing to work with this person. You're willing to put in the time. But this is saying to me, it might be a struggle. It might test your patience a little bit. It's not going to happen instantly. There is going to be a bit of a waiting period. This can sometimes be like a card of 3 weeks for me. So it could be that you have a very heavy or difficult conversation in the coming days or weeks, and then there's a little bit of you guys needing to like stop and think about it and see where you really stand. Even this, though, when you look at this card, the Sun is a beautiful card. It rarely has a negative connotation, but it's a struggle, isn't it? Like, are they working together or are they working against each other, right? And I don't mean to laugh, but that is sort of the impression I'm getting is I'm not really sure as a reader. Like, are they trying to accomplish the same goal or are they doing like, tug of war, like this way, that way, my way, your way? Like, I do think there needs to be some sort of clearing of the air or illumination, truth of what you really want. But the thing is, I think you've already sort of had that conversation or have indicated it. I'm not really sensing secrets. In fact, it's the opposite. It's bright sunlight, right? It's been illuminated. You guys know what each other wants. I just don't think, again, right now, these are simple energy checks, right? Weekly, they can change. Right now, you're not seeing things from the same perspective. It's like you got to get on the same team. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I was going to say Queen of Swords. A lot of you are you might be dealing with another Libra. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn. Someone is saddened that the other person won't change, or the opposite, that the other person is seeking change and the other one is just not. And they're like, oh, but this was so much fun. Like, why does it have to be something serious? Why are you trying to make it into something that it isn't? I'm so sorry, Libra. My camera freezes every now and then. Apologies. So yeah, the person who is waiting for another to commit and seek a relationship with more growth and expansion, the person who is waiting on the other, they are already starting to embrace the idea of needing to look for other romantic suitors or partners who meet their needs, that fulfill their needs. So even if they haven't acted on it, they are thinking, at least in their subconscious, like they're having doubts. They're having doubts that you're the one anymore because you're choosing not to grow with them. So it might even be to the point where they're sneaking around, or it could be that this person, and it could be you, Libra, if you're waiting on someone and they just won't commit, it might be because you already know that they're married, or you know that they have another. Do you understand what I mean? Like, there's a reason why this person isn't coming forward with a, yes, let's be exclusive. Yes, I'm your person. Yes, I want to date you. And it may have to do with the idea that, I don't know if they're juggling multiple people. It certainly could be. But yeah, there's just something suspicious about the activity there. And I think it's just trying to make you aware to ask the question, well, why? If you like me and I like you and we see each other, in each other's future, why is person A or person B so hesitant to move it along? Maybe it has to do with their job. Maybe they don't have time to invest in it. But the thing is, let's just call a spade a spade. You make time for the people you want in your life. And Libra, it does seem like you're willing to make time for the person, but there is a lot of kind of intensity when you guys talk about the future together. It ruffles some feathers and it makes someone very uncomfortable. So I think you're questioning, for some of you, it's, am I ever going to get the ring? Is this someone I'll be able to grow with in the future, or am I being called to go on my own? Yeah, coming up in your spread, you have the work card and the Ten of Pentacles, so you're willing to work to get to the family, to get to the rainbow at the end of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, rather. If you're cross-watching on a Libra and they're the one who is stuck, it's because they're very involved in their job and they may also be married. But someone is willing to put in the work long-term. Pentacle energy, it's not fly-by-night. It's very grounded. It's well-established. It's rooted. It's slow-moving. And that's what we were saying. It's going to take time if you are looking for someone to commit. So there's potential here. But again, right now, the energy, it's tug of war. That's how I would encapsulate this reading. One more card on the Six of Swords. The person who's stubborn. Yeah, unless you're dealing with a Scorpio, you did have the Death card come up and it's very positive. Even the way this is depicted, though, I think this has to do with someone who may already have a wife and child or something of the sort, a husband and child, or otherwise committed. There could be like I just heard love child. Makes me think of the Diana Ross song. No, but there may be like an ex or a past marriage. There may, I hate to use this word, but like a baby mama type situation. Something about that may have to do with this person's inability to commit. Maybe they are trying not to make, I'm trying to put this gently, anyway. it's almost like they don't want to repeat mistakes they've made in the past in terms of jumping into a commitment and then boom, like there was a child from that relationship, right? And I'm not saying the child was a mistake, right? That's not at all what I'm saying, but committing full on, they're trying not to repeat things they view as mistakes of the past. Sorry, I'm not being very gingerly and delicate with that. So yeah, again, take that at face value, whatever that means to you. This could also be if you Libra may have some Scorpio in your chart too, a cusp sign, in which case I think you're hell-bent on doing exactly what it is you want to do. I'm not sure how flexible you are. I think you're willing to work on it, but you may sort of be kidding yourself, but well, it's negotiable, but is it really? Because I'm kind of getting that you're like, no, this is how we're doing it. This can be a card of marriage, like marry me or I'm out. That, this could absolutely be your energy putting a death to something if you don't get your way. So anyway, Libra, that's what I got for you. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.